Hey there, lady. My name is Molly Conley, and I'm devoted to helping women reinvent their love lives, whether that's after divorce, dating on and off the apps, or in their committed relationship. Why? Because I've been there. I'm a former college athlete who filed for divorce 3 years into marriage, swam in the online dating pool into my late 30s, and now I am married to the man of my spreadsheet dreams who I met 4 months before the world shut down. As a dating and relationship coach, I help my clients shift the focus from being obsessed with finding Mr. Right to shifting to herself as Miss Right Now. We build a foundation filled with clarity, connection, and confidence, knowing she is worth waiting for. Each week on the podcast, I'll bring you love life insights and savvy guests, where you will receive the courage to release programmed limiting beliefs. Discover patterns and behaviors restricting you from finding and attracting quality men, and ways to choose yourself first so you can build a foundation for a healthy relationship with yourself and a partner. Well, hello there, ladies. Thank you for listening to the Reinventing the Arena podcast. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm excited to be back here with you today. First and foremost, once again, thank you for listening. Soon, I'll be taking a medical leave for at least 2 weeks, if not the entire month of July. Both the podcast and my email list will be getting, most of my focus over the next 2 or 3 months. So if anything, hit that subscribe or follow button right now on the podcast so that you don't miss a thing. And if you're not on my email list yet, go over to the show notes or to my website and the homepage, reinventingthearena.com, to take my 16 question quiz that will run you through different dating scenarios so that you can find out your dominant sabotaging behavior of what's showing up in your love life. Before we get started, if you have received any sort of help from the show, I would love it if you could leave a rating or review wherever you're listening to your podcast. Leaving a rating only takes a few seconds of your time by tapping the stars in the podcast. If you have an additional 30 to 45 seconds to leave a review, that would mean so much to me. Plus, they help me create new content that you love and what you're looking for. To continue with the dating patterns and sabotaging behaviors series, I'm focusing on one behavior this episode, one that I see mostly with my high-achieving, ambitious women clients. I'm going to be briefly talking about justification in relationships and how that is sabotaging you from finding love. So, justification is a defense mechanism. In relationships, this helps you cover up emotions so you don't want to feel them. Usually, they're uncomfortable or painful emotions. It's so common and honestly difficult to notice because usually you feel better by believing the excuses instead of admitting that you caused a problem. Justification is also the reason for your actions or even your inactions. Most of the time, you see this when someone, states like a legal, medical, or moral reason for their behavior. Now, it shows up in your relationships in a variety of ways. To be honest, one of the easiest ways it shows up is looking at the bright side of things or giving someone the benefit of the doubt. I know you might be like, but Molly, that's how we stay positive and, reframe things. Hear me out. You're going to probably spot this in friends or family members who do this. One example would be like, let's say you're talking to a friend about her recent date and you say, yeah, your date tonight went horribly wrong, but at least you have another date with someone else next weekend. Heck, you could even flip that around to where your friend said that to you. Sometimes people look at this as the reframing of the situation, yet it's going to discount the other person's emotions, feelings, and thoughts about what's really going on for them. And if you're saying comments like this about your situation, it easily hides your true feelings about what's going on. Or, maybe it's an argument between a couple where one person didn't do what they said they were going to do. So let's pretend it's me talking to Brad and I say, I didn't empty the trash, but I did pick up the groceries. Here, I want to show that I am still a good person because I picked up the fucking groceries. It completely dismisses the fact that I didn't take out the trash or validate why Brad might be frustrated or angry about the situation, especially if this behavior happens consistently. As you can probably tell, these can start to lead to fights depending on the emotions and the reasoning behind it. Like, let's say if I said, I yelled at you because you weren't giving me space, or I was rude to you because of what you said to me this morning. Here, I'm justifying that I didn't start the issue, Brad or the other person did. Technically, if I said these statements, it would make me hypothetically feel okay for having those feelings and reactions because I'm justifying why it happened in the first place, pushing the blame back onto Brad or whoever it was. Do you notice these sabotaging behaviors in your relationship or how you react to certain situations? These can go under the radar for so long that it might take time to see them. Regardless, moments of justification can really be a red flag or do damage to a relationship. If you justify in a relationship, you're not taking any sort of, responsibility for your emotions and your actions, or like I said before, inactions. And responsibility leads me into accountability. Like they say, it takes two to tango. So obviously, it takes two to have an argument. Having accountability is not only accepting responsibility, but it's holding yourself to a new standard. And this is the first step of personal development, and it makes so much room for growth. So, where are you lying in your relationships? Where are you pointing the finger, saying they started it like a young child would? Where are you trying to make your friend feel better by telling her it could be worse or where she has something else to look forward to? Let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram to share your thoughts about justifying in your relationships. Seriously, I would love to know. If you enjoyed this episode or any other one you've listened to for that matter, I'd love your help. Share your favorite episode with 3 friends or share my Instagram account with them. You can also, like I said earlier, leave me a rating or review on wherever you get your podcast. By doing any of these things, you're not only helping your friends gain a new perspective on dating and relationships, but you get to make a difference in their lives and mine by spreading the word. All right, lady, I will be back in your earbuds next week with 2 more episodes landing on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. I will chat with you soon. Have vacation on your mind? Yeah, me too. Catching some rays while having a little R&R is what I'm talking about. Some summer fun sounds great as long as it doesn't include the side effects from boozy beverages. The headaches, the dehydration, the horrible night's sleep, the hangover, and whatever else may come your way. Instead, try one of my favorite alcohol replacements called Moment. It's a botanical water, either still or sparkling, with no artificial flavors, no caffeine, and no added sugar. Instead, they have refreshing fruit flavors, healthy botanicals, and adaptogens. Some of my favorite flavors include blueberry ginger, spiced mango, and blood orange. Plus, I find them refreshing while hanging out poolside, by the beach, or lounging at the lake. If you want to give them a try, use my promo code Reinventing the Arena at checkout for 15% off. The link is in the show notes.